years ago, and I remember feeling very intimidated when I led the meeting. And I thought, okay, I'm not doing anything, okay, I'm just gonna give it a try. So I went, and I met everybody, and that was a Toastmaster meeting. I was surprised because as soon as I walked in the door, people were greeting me. Hello, hi, welcome. And I thought, okay, this feels a little bit different. And I observed, and I sat down, and I observed around the room. People were like in really high spirits. And it came to table topics. I was a little bit nervous. And my friend, who happened to be the Toastmaster of the evening, actually called on my name. Like tonight. I braced myself and I thought, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. So I actually came to the front of the room and took on the table topic. I don't remember what, but I remember the feeling of fulfillment. I felt great about it. And because of that one step, I'm now a Toastmaster, and I have built confidence speaking in front of the public, regardless whether I'm doing a good job or not, but the main important thing is I'm practicing. So that is what I'm grateful for. Being introduced to Toastmasters and being in Toastmasters. Back to you, Ming.
Thank you very much, Adina, and we're also very grateful that you joined Toastmaster, because we can lead a horse to water, but we can't make it drink, and I'm so glad you chose to be with us. Moving on, we have a third speaker. I'd like to open this to anyone in the room. If they'd like to try and share a little bit about yourself and the memories who made you who you are. If not, I'm just going to start picking on people. It's like you want to get picked on. Okay, let's go around the room. We have some guests if you would like to try. But I think maybe we'll leave the guests for fourth. I can see the both of you having a sigh of relief. Let's go for one more Toastmaster before we move on to the fourth speaker. So I'm having a look over here, and over here, and back to over here. Philip, if you wouldn't mind sharing something tonight. I always enjoy hearing about your story. You're such a wealth of knowledge. And I thought we'd rewind back in time, and my question for you is, what is your favorite childhood memory? What is your favorite childhood memory? Philip, everyone.
I always remember this childhood friend. He's my grandma's neighbor. See, I don't stay with my grandma, so during school holidays, I would visit my grandma. And next door to my grandma's house is this Chinese boy, the same age as with me. Somehow there's something about him that clicked with me. I don't have any friends I can relate so well with. And every school holiday, I would go to my grandma's house and I'll seek him out. If you ask me about my childhood, I can only remember him and nothing else. Sorry about that. But, we want to play. We want to go and catch the fighting spider. I don't know whether you all do that anymore these days. Spiders that can actually fight with each other. You did? Okay, so we go to the jungle and seeking for green fighting spider in the leaves, and it was exciting. Because there are some snakes and everything around those areas, and we take a risk. And we speak the same lingo. We're both Cantonese, so we speak our own dialect. Somehow there is something good about this guy that I like more than any of my friends. But the only thing is, when my grandma shift and stay with us, I lost touch with him. And I've never seen him since the age of 12. But until today, he's still in my life. I don't know how to contact him anymore. Maybe I should go on Facebook and internet now. I don't know whether he's still alive or not. Well, he's 75 years old like me, so I don't know, we are living day to day. But you talk about my childhood, he is the only person I remember, and that's the most memorable thing, and I treasure it. I hope I'll find such friend among all of you, and I'll treasure as well. Thank you.
The original Pokemon.
Thank you very much, Philip. We always have, I think we all have that one childhood friend that we always remember, but it's been so long since we've seen them. Sometimes, you know, the memories might fade, but the feelings don't. And I think I really enjoy the feelings I get whenever I come to Toastmasters with you guys. Even if I forget you, I won't forget how you make me feel. Never mind. Move on to number 4. I'm trying my best, guys. Moving on to the 4th speaker tonight, I'd like to maybe call upon one of the guests. We've got 2 wonderful, brave, courageous, okay, I'm making it worse, guests here tonight. I'd love if we could, you know, maybe give it a shot. You know, it's not a scary place at all. I mean, you've heard me fumble so many times already tonight, so it's a really safe place. You want to give it a shot?
Yes, you can. Yes.
I mean, no pressure. Oh, what about you, Jack? If you'd like to give it a try.
You can do it. You can do it.
Because there's not a lot of people right now.
It's like 1, 2, 1, 2.
Go for it, man. Go for it. Go for it.
Flip a coin.
Ooh.
Coin. Okay, we'll
He
leave
sounds
that
like
to
the
fate.
Nike
Does
guy.
anyone
I'm
have
buying
a
shoe.
coin here?
Flip a
We
coin or
normally don't
200.
do this, but you know, we've got a bit of time. Let's make it interesting.
Interestingly, I have a Malaysian coin.
Malaysia!
I have torchlight.
Alright, okay, Brunei will decide today. Alright,
Sorry.
heads for the ladies and tails for the gentlemen. Shall we? Alright, just to make it fair, Lawrence will see the coin, so I'm not making this up. Alright. I don't know how to
That's why she's looking at you. Flip it for me.
I'm just writing my name in the air. And
Okay.
Woo! Is that a heads or tails?
Oh my
It's a
god.
tail.
the punchy is that.
Okay, this is
tail.
not. This is a tails. This is a tails. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jack. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Jack. By all means, the person who requested for us to flip a coin was in your favor tonight. I'm so happy that you asked us to flip a coin. All right, Jack. Something that we'd like to know about you is what is the best gift you have ever received? Jack, what is the best gift you have ever received? Could be anything, could be something physical, could be something non-physical, you know, anything at all. Alright, you okay? You're good? Looking at me, I look at you. I'm backing away. Alright, Jack, everyone!
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Jack,
Yeah,
which
Jack.
is one of the guests and was reluctantly chosen. Today I'm talking about what was the greatest gift I have ever received. So from young until now, at the age of 22, I have been receiving normal gifts, like let's say gift packets, because in a sense, money gifts or toys. But as you know, we grow older and these type of toys or money lose value in our eyes. One day when my birthday was near, I was just gaming with one of my friends, and when they came in and informed me that they will be busy for the next hour or so, so I reluctantly agreed because we already had a plan to play for 2 or 3 hours straight. So while I was playing alone, I was suddenly informed by my mother and father to leave the gates open. Well, I don't know why she should leave it, but I just listened, did it. Let's say after 20-30 minutes, I was in the game, which was in a nice good match. I was suddenly surprised by my good friends from my high school, which shocked me to my core, as I often was the one that celebrated their birthday, prepared their gifts, and more. So to say I was surprised was the least of my worries, because I was in a very good match, and while I was sad that I lost, I was happy as I never got my birthday celebrated by my high school friends. So I can say this is one of the gifts of having been remembered by them and celebrated for. I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jack. It's always nice to have the gift of friendship. I think it's a lot more invaluable than I think a cash gift, because you can't put a price on that. All right, just checking with the timer, Mr. Frank.
Yes.
How much time we have left? Maybe one more or no more? We're 8:10 right now.
8:10, huh?
Were we supposed to end at 8:10 or 8:15? Please say 8:15.
So
You flip the coin.
You don't flip the coin one more.
so now it's 8:10.
Yeah.
So should we still have 5 minutes? Or
GE say yes. GE is also president. President say yes.
I think it's okay.
So we
have-
move on. We get a fifth table topic speaker. I think Jack came first, so
Oh.
I think we'll move on to the ladies this time. I think
Oh.
Jack came first. Sorry, I'm a really bad listener. Can you repeat your name for me one more time?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, lovely Reef. Your question tonight is, what is something that always makes you happy? Oh, she's laughing already. So it must be something that. Oh, Rifa, what is something that always makes you happy? Rifa, everyone.
Hi. Okay, the question that I got is, what something that makes me happy? Well, I'm not sure if it's based on daily life. Maybe it's food, because it gives us our nutrients and health matters being full in. I don't think the word being full in our. I don't know. This word. Our family? Yeah. Yes, okay. Okay, let's do that. So, yeah, the second thing that makes me happy, yeah, I'm not sure that I'm really good in this, but it's always money.
Yes!
So many people are happy.
Very logical. Well, sorry, I was very nervous. Okay, the third thing that makes me happy is family. Being with my family is very, very good, because they make me relax in each other's presence. And although some hate and love will always came on us, it's part of the process in entitling the bond of family. Yeah, I think that's all. Thank
I love how when you said there's love and hate in family and you look directly at your sister. Such is life. Alright, thank you so much for sharing parts about you. I'm so glad we get to know you today. In front of you we have a couple of chits, empty pieces of paper, and we do a thing where we like to vote for our favorite speakers of the night, just as a little thank you to them for sharing their stories. And tonight's speakers, we have 5. It was Urshad with Never Fail to Smile, Adina about how Toastmasters became something she was so grateful for. Philip, about his neighbor who he met at 12 and never saw again, but he still remembers him to now. Hey, that was like 60 years ago, so that's something. Jack, whose birthday party with friends, you know, he might have lost the match, he won their hearts. And lastly, Rif'a, with food, money, family, what else you need? Nothing at all. So vote for your favorite Urshad, Adina, Philip, Jack, and Rif'a, and I'll go around and collect your votes in a bit. That's all from me. I will now pass the floor to our Toastmaster of the evening, our host, our guide, our one and only. It is Amira, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Ling Ling. Wonderful speeches and wonderful questions from Ling Ling and from speakers. And it's much more easier than last meeting's question. I must say. Okay. Next, we have our prepared speech. The only speech we have is from Hakim, which is Crisis Mode, Surviving Life's Unexpected Twist. Well, before I call on Hakim, I would like to invite Philip to tell what he's expecting from Hakim's speech. Philip, everyone.
This is Hakim's first prepared speech, so it's going to be memorable. Anything you do for the first time is always good. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself to the club and also to learn the basic structure of a public speech. Very simple. So that's all. Let's enjoy the speech. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Philip. Now I will call upon Hakim to take up the stage to do his icebreaker speech. Everyone, Hakim.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, Hakim.
Fellow members of Brunei Speakers Club. My special thanks goes to my dear sister and Charles Park for giving me the push I needed to be part of this amazing club. Not forgetting fellow committee members who are consistent and committed in making every single meeting a success. Also to our dear guests in the audience, we welcome you. Thank you for your participation, and we hope at the end of the night that you receive something of value. Life is a journey. We never know what awaits us around the corner. Sanity, on the other hand, is to be able to appreciate the past, to be in the present, and be hopeful of the future. When life gives you challenges, perhaps it is life's way of building you up. Without further ado, let me break the ice. My name is Major Retired Hakim Arifin, a former Royal Brunei Land Force military officer. Gone are those glory days where I lead men into operation and help develop them to be the competent leaders of tomorrow. Now I'm on a quest, embarking on a journey for a new refreshing career. But my taciturn anchored me down. That is the reason why I'm standing here tonight on a journey wanting to change that. Over the past 3 years, I've had countless job interviews, but none led to a follow-up. My CV was meticulously prepared, highlighting my managerial achievement. I even go to the extent of flagging my documents for the interviewer quick reference. Despite all that, what looks pretty on a piece of paper does not really translate into a good, strong first impression. Upon introspection, I realized my struggle is not with my qualification. It is with my ability to communicate effectively as a person, what now I call my taciturn syndrome. So how did it develop? See, I came into retirement around the same time COVID struck. Slowly, I began to withdraw from the world, finding solace in the little bubble I created with my family, my wife and son, the two people I cherish most. They were my anchor in the storm, my treasure in the chaos of life. But as soon as the calendar flipped to 2024, after nearly a decade together, my wife and I parted ways. And I felt like my world was crumbling. And I began to wonder if my taciturn syndrome had doomed me, not just in job interviews, but in life. And so, my hidden arc began. Just on a positive note, at least I'm single-handedly winning on fire tides, right? So if anybody needs a tips on solitude, I'm your guy. Ladies and gentlemen, seeing members perform every night is inspiring. And I wish that I could be on the level to be able to talk freely without having this ability, without having this feeling of inferior and worthlessness. And seeing you stand, as I stand here tonight, I am remembered to give a life lesson that we can all take from my journey. Number one, if we appreciate your weakness, find solution through it. If not through you, find it through others. Number two, when life gives you lemon, squeeze the lemon out of it and make yourself a lemonade. And lastly, speaking confidently is an important power to have. It has always been in the past and will continue to be so in the future. And to end my speech, I would like to reenact a scene from my favorite childhood movie, Rocky, starred by Sylvester Stallone. A fatherly loving advice to his spiteful son, agreed to my crisis. I said, let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward, how much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. If you know what you love, then go out and do what you love. But you gotta learn to take the hits and not point fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and then ain't you. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I end my icebreaker and shall pass the floor back to our toastmaster of the evening.
Amazing. Inspiring.
Gila. Seperti full scene.
I'll sound like Shah Rukh Khan.
Congratulations to Toastmaster Hakim for completing this first icebreaker speech. And now I would like to invite all the members to stand up and give an applause
back to the stage and
See.
I think you need to move a little bit. Okay.
thank you very much, our honorary.
Next year.
We have our break. So we'll meet after 10 minutes and vote. So I invite everyone to get some refreshments and we'll meet later on. Thank you.
Hakim was that from Rocky One?
Yeah.
I didn't expect the
Oh, the Rocky was on the go.
Put icebreaker.
Sitting so much energy. First speeches.
You inspired me
We
for
all
my
remember our
icebreaker.
first speeches more like that.
WBSC is gonna have his icebreaker.
That first speech was like
You gonna be Rocky, I'm gonna be Shao Kahn.
Impressive.
That's the bar. That's the
And I
Later I will say it's
I bring the.
Hey, Asia's gonna do
Yeah.
until 8:30 sharp.
Are we going to announce the fireside chat today? You coming, right? It's a special exclusive interview. Exclusive interview, sorry. I was gonna end up
and Rosanna fixed my account. So
What was the issue?
I don't know. Honestly, I think
You'll have a very packed place. Yeah,
I was a member, but not a member. I was just in between. In the veil between.
I'll
But
give
I thought I
some
keep
people.
it.
You can fit on chair.
Let's get on the floor.
No. Actually, it was fixed an hour before the shortage, and I regretted not going in immediately because what happened was I was in Syria during Oxford, so it was fixed. Rosanna sent me a message, and I was like, and I logged in using my phone, and I could go to Basecamp. And I'm like, so I was like, oh my gosh, I need to go down. So I spent back home, but it was midnight by the time I got back, so midnight was the switchover. And I was cussing myself for not driving faster. But it was like, it was the heavy rain, so I just go faster.
That was last week.
Yeah, it was last week, so I was just it's just a series of Thank you so much. Thank you.
Soon to be possible.
So it's the
You should be enjoying retirement. You should just be basking in the glory of worshiping at your feet. Oh, thank you so much for your service. Like you're done, but you're not.
But I'm just thinking, Alice is great. Taking the next bus. So she'll making the bus. I want to leave some speeches. That's why I was just busy today. We were doing the main thing is, unless you put that confirm the what they say.
so I feel like I saw the things. So why I don't eat too much because I read what you
I still 39.
Do they want to make the sense on, or do they just are they just looking at
I think in the brief, I was reading it.
You were Are you from Brunei? So you were in Brunei and you're here.
The games are sort of
And then
one
you
of
came
the
and
Wow. The mystery was where they basically they read from the script, and then after reading from the script, they sort of because they all wrote there, they all have their own scripts as their script again. Yeah. And then they sort of discuss who is the killer.
So that means you were in.
You can try that. It runs itself. But we do have to
Oh, you just
because everyone gets a piece of it.
So why are you working here? Oh, you're working here. So you're not Brunei language? What?
My paper.
Pastor, you pastor. I did not.
I do have some left.
Lama dimulai kalau kita beli cakap
And it depends on how they do it.
So it's not just that, right?
Okay, continue.
Pressure. Test. Wow. Yeah.
Rather than
Since you got married,
you know,
or even before that.
like I'm also I'm a bit lazy nowadays. Like I don't want to be bad at it. Because every time I go out, I just want to run it and not think about that.
You can always be like, okay,
I don't want to measure
you
the metrics.
this is better.
Yeah.
Say
Another language.
1.6.
Because I used to
Need to include my wife. She came here almost 10 years ago.
present their speeches and then post everyone to the day.
I want to do that. I will be up.
You say it's quick. Because I've done like I hate those. Because those we can't do like the go around the
Or you could do extended partnerships, I think.
yeah. And then like these sort of like let's say this one like I always used to say three.
She did buy from the lake houses, but there's nobody talking.
I know my lie is I learned from it, I absolutely struggle. I know, that's why it's such a
Languages kids value to teach when they're very young.
yeah, it's so waiting for to be at airport. I hate being on the plane with all the noise.
I like skiing and bikini. Maybe you did, of course, once you're there, it's
And I hate the feeling of getting there and then not knowing anyone and feeling so lost. And then I don't like the feeling of like trying to understanding my customer or what's supposed to go on. Because no matter how much you read and research, it doesn't prepare you for the reality.
I hate when you're there and you gotta do research.
But I'm pretty sure.
You just like,
I will
Yeah,
understand.
again.
I can understand Persian. I can understand Hindi. I can understand Urdu.
So what's your lie?
We speak Tamil, right? Yeah, because of
That's my lie.
Sanskrit.
French and German too. What? Sorry?
I can understand
Oh. Ooh.
because we are
I'm sorry.
Persian. I can understand because
You, Charles? Please.
very
Can
limited.
I have everything here?
Portuguese.
How many languages am I fluent in?
Touch.
Only two. English and Afrikaans, which is a version of Dutch.
You can?
Introspection count?
It's not Dutch.
Yes.
Yeah.
How much of
How
that?
can you speak African?
What do you say?
I mean,
South
is it
African.
because of school or work
It's
or?
compulsory. It's a second language. You have to do,
like how many
It's like
English
English,
and
like
African.
Arabic, African,
Yeah.
yeah.
so like when I have to do English and Malay, and then Arabic.
Level of fluency, like, level of fluency, like for
No,
example, us
not
Chinese,
Arabic.
we can understand and speak, but we're not exactly like Malay
Macam
fluent.
20%
Like we speak Afrikaans.
Bila
Just don't ask me to write. My spelling is
What's the difference
But
between
it's very
Romanized
good.
stuff and
it's
Oh, advanced,
still using the Romanized stuff.
dulu is actually dulu the track is selepas kau burton ada levelnya tu become advanced speaker. So then they realize macam too advanced, macam too far bah orang biasa sama yang advanced speaker, so they decided khas untuk advanced speakers club. But nowadays the main difference is Brunei Speakers Club is more macam casual sikit, while the advanced is more formal. So when I can't remember siapa yang president Stuart kat Island dulu, that's when kita semua member pakai suit apa, every time ada meeting ada suit, and ada a few times orang actually get VIP jadi guest. So you haven't dropped by for the next one, I think 25th next week next week. Drop by di arah there di DNT Design Technology. I think I'll be there lah. Biasanya aku ngalih pulang by Friday biasa, but if I'm okay I'll drop by.
The China in Brunei is not the mainland China.
Yes.
YouTube video that I watched.
It's a simplified
Here in Brunei.
Our one is more
Broken off my chest.
Lepas sudah.
Yeah, we
I
sometimes.
consider it's a simplified
Because you might say exactly the same, but because the tone is off. I can hear the mainland one. Yeah, I know. The Brunei one, I don't know what you
No, it's sort of like
because
how
our
Malay
Malays are more strong, and then like you can tell the difference.
even in China, no, it's not like Malay and like the difference between Malay and Brunei and Vietnamese and Malay.
That's why sometimes when you are talking,
right?
35.
you understand.
8:35, right?
Yeah.
We can't understand China Chinese either.
Oh, 36.
Oh, no,
Sorry.
it's not. I thought Amira. I was thinking
Sorry. Sorry.
Amira will not speak in
To force them to
more
stop.
people I need to interview for languages like Philip belum. Heidi belum.
Yeah, I need to ask how many dialects do you speak?
Yeah.
Hokkien.
Bobby belum.
Speaks.
I speak what I speak.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone is well rested, well fed after the break. And now we'll start our evaluations. And let me call Bobby Hassan to introspect the whole session, the whole meeting for this night. Bobby Hassan.
How to use this? Okay, I'll need this to guide the meeting. So my current role is the general evaluator.
Yeah.
Thank you. Full coma. So as the general evaluator, I'll be guiding the evaluation session and letting the role players provide the evaluation, while at the same time I will be evaluating them. And probably, if necessary, we'll be pointing out a few things that they might have missed out, if necessary. I will have 2 sessions. So one after the TTE, the table topics evaluator, the table topics sentence speech, and then the speech evaluation, and then another one after the grammarian accountant and the timer report. So let's start off with the table topics evaluation by dynamic leader level 2 Charles Buck.
Welcome. So, in terms of the feedback, we had 5 very interesting speeches. The thing that I found very interesting was the body language and the way the speeches were concluded. So, to begin with, Rishad, you'll notice that he stood in the middle. You can see by his loudness of his voice and his posture, he almost commanded the space, that he is a seasoned speaker. Some things that I found that you might need to consider is, because you're a seasoned speaker, you use the triangle method or interwoven finger method. You'll see seasoned speakers do this a lot. This sometimes is beneficial because it stops you from fidgeting, but at times you could either maybe fidget like this, I noticed you sometimes did this, or it inhibits you from doing large gestures. So, good technique for posture and composure, but sometimes it can hinder you for large gestures. But I liked that he commanded the space, he was present, he was centered. The only thing then, maybe you can think about improving is because you're so centered, very hard to move around and engage if you wanted to be more dynamic. And in terms of content, something I really liked is you put it around a central image, never fail to smile, something your father said. Interestingly enough, you took the logical approach. If I smile, you smile back. If I smile, you smile back. As opposed to the emotional approach of your father. But as soon as you said your father told you this, I wanted to know more about your father. So that's quite interesting, that you have two methods, emotional and logical. And that leads me on to Adina, where she used more of an emotional approach. She told us about a story. In terms of your body gestures, I found you were quite nice in the beginning. She was also centered, okay, also composed. Again, similar composure, but then because you're so centered, you're not dynamic in terms of mood. You had some nice gestures when you spoke about the turmoil in the beginning. You were trying to convey it with your hands, so also different form of gesture. And you spoke about your old friend that who took you to Toastmasters, something you can all relate to. Something that I found very nice about your voice is you tried to change it a little. So Dina had a lovely moment where she met an old friend and she was like, "Hi, are we meeting tonight?" Okay, I'm trying to raise my voice, it's not working. And then, so she did it much better than I did. But you could hear the change in voice. So, especially if you're going to do another character, changing voice is always good. But something that you could think about improving is, because you're static, when you change character, I don't visually see you changing it. So if you were here, and you would say, "Hi, how are you doing?" and then you're Adina, I can see that change visually, as opposed to just hearing it. And you had another lovely voice when you went to your Toastmasters first meeting. Everyone was, "Hi, greetings, hi." You changed your voice, but you still remain static. So that would be my nice room for improvement. However, you took the emotional approach of the story that we can all relate to, and I thought that was quite nice. Philip, again, also an emotional story. For me, Philip, because I'm discussing body language, Philip was static as well, central, so very composed, but I felt you were more to this side as opposed to central. You'll see Rishad and Adina were in the middle, so you have the most bang for your buck. What I really liked is your hands when you were describing the spider. You were like, "Do you remember playing that game?" And then we can all imagine you're trying to catch the spider. And that is the benefit of either having your hands at your side, so you can gesture large, and you can go forward, as opposed to if you did the static approach of having your hands clasped. Okay. So I thought you did that very well. But because, again, body position was static, if I'm going to catch a spider, it's a bit more effective if I'm looking for it, as opposed to it's here. So for me, good control, good voice, all three, good control, good voice, which is those little body movements. Okay. Our two guests, Jack and Rifa. Jack, I really liked your humor when you said reluctantly chosen. It's always a nice way of winning people over. And for me, you did show, similar to Adina, change of voice when you spoke about your match. I felt you came alive and you were like, "I was really in a good match." And then your friends came up and you said, "They shocked me, but I was really in a good match." And I'm like, "Yeah, I can tell he likes his gaming." So for me, your strength was your voice, even though you might not have been aware of it, because that enthusiasm tells me directly who the game. So that's something you could think of. For me, your posture, you started off like this, because it's nerves. If I can't see your hands, you lose the idea of gesturing, and then you put your hands in your pocket. You had one gesture when your friends came over. You said, "I don't know why my friends came over," and you swept your hands, but then your hand went straight to your pocket. So just a tip for all of us, if we're presenting, I always like to have my hands at my sides, because then you can gesture and they're more visible, as opposed to pocket, side, or the business one. The power triangle. Rifa, again, your hands were in the front. Nervous, so that's the other one. If you're not doing power triangle, you're doing scared triangle, the downward one. Well done on trying a table topic. Have you done one before? long time ago. I think we've been like 5 or 6 meetings, long time ago. So again, I know I'm probably over time. I don't know if Frank's timing me, but you did the I didn't see a light, so I'm going on. You're doing the logical approach. So you said these are the 3 things. So this wasn't a story, it was logical. I find it's difficult to get attention if it's logical. But you mentioned health, money, and family. And when you mentioned money, your eyes lit up. You were talking about
Everybody's
health,
eye.
and you were trying to get tips. You were reading the audience, which I thought was very good. But as soon as you said money, there was that change in expression. Okay, so that is the power of using a gesture or delivery. Very similar to Jack's change about his game. You were like, and then you smiled, and then you could have went further with it, and you said, oh, okay, let me just talk about family. So I think for me, the positive is you had the good structure. You had 3 things: food, money, family. The big 3 that we can all relate to. Something, again, just the hand clasping. If you're nervous, it's even better to have that exercise. So in summation, because I have lots of time, thanks to Frank. When we present, the 3 speakers in the beginning, they were all central. It's always good to be central. Hands, always wondering what to do with them. Don't have them here, don't have them here. You can do the logical business style triangle, but be careful you're not playing, I don't know what you call that, but I always say have them at the side, because when they come up and you gesture, people notice it more. And just also in terms of body language, I loved some of the little techniques, but if you remain static, it takes it away, like catching the spot. And that's my evaluation. Thank you.
Very limited. So not to waste any time, I'll do most of my evaluation later. So moving on to the best table topics announcement. Till later. So best table topics announcement by Lai Ling Ling. I couldn't figure it out. Never mind.
I worked hard on those titles, man. Alright, thank you so much everyone for participating. You're all winners in our books, but the votes have been tallied and we do have one resounding name in those chits, and it is, drum rolls please! I know. Philip's face is like, I don't know who's more upset about winning, him or everyone else. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much, Philip. Acceptance speech?
I don't know what to say, but you guys are the best people in the world.
Oh.
You really encourage me every time I receive this. I will work even harder.
Thank you so much for voting. I'll pass the floor back to the general evaluation lobby.
Now to welcome back on the stage the recent winner of the table topics again, Philip Mohamed.
I'm the evaluator for the best icebreaker I ever heard. I don't know what to say actually. I'm still overcome by emotion. He didn't use notes, so I'm not going to use my notes. I'm going to speak from feelings. How come you don't use notes? He memorizes everything, including the long conversation that he quoted at the end of the speech. That is amazing. I can never do that. Honestly, I can't do that. I need to have the note next to me to be on the safe side. Now, this is only the icebreaker speech. I really don't know what to say. It's so impressive, I have to take my notes and see. Now he bonded with the audience in the beginning. Can you remember? He was like having a little conversation with everybody, so that he break the ice. He's actually breaking the ice in the beginning when he had a little introduction of himself, and he talked about the members, thanking the members. That was very good. And he's very frank and honest. And you see, he handled his pauses very well. At one stage, maybe you were thinking or your thoughts slipped. You were standing there pausing for a while, but the thoughts came there and he continued. And none the worse. There's none. We don't feel that he's being interrupted or anything like that, because he carried on very well after that. And he shared his life lesson with us. Would I give you a lemonade? Not a lemon, make a lemonade. Well, I must say I learned life lesson from him. I came to that. And it's the ending that throws me off. You ended like an orator, actually. You know what an orator is? I have never spoken like that. I cannot speak like that. That is his style. Now, if you can speak like that, there's a lot of potential in you. And I want to see you completing your pathway assignment, one by one, until you reach the end. Because I see the potential in him. I'm waiting for the fruits, the flowers to bloom and the fruits to come. Wow, that's one of the best icebreakers I've ever had. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Philip. So now starts my evaluation for the table topics evaluation and the speech evaluator. So starting off so with the table topics evaluated by Charles Buck. So I find interesting he points out a lot of information like the voice and the approach, especially the logical and the emotional approach. So not saying that one is better than the other. I feel it's more like a good balance makes the speech more effective. So I like that when he commented on that. And when he was observing, I was noting he was 50% of the time looking, 50% of them writing. So it's a difficult balance when you're trying to listen and trying to write down as well. But somehow he caught almost everything, even the physical, the visual gestures. And when he was explaining it, it's interesting that he has a clipboard, but the clipboard did not limit him whatsoever. Like even right now, I have an iPad in my hand, I'm limited 50%. But he can easily just switch to his side and then just do full on gestures. Very well done that. I'm very curious, I noticed this with Lawrence as well, but I'll mention that later, is when you're writing notes, I notice you're using colored pens, black, red, and green. So I'm wondering what the meaning is, but I'll ask you later. So I'm curious on your technique. Right now I'm doing on the computer, so I don't know how, I think I can do colors. Yeah. So I'm guessing there's a meaning like red is for improvement, black is for visual or something. So I like to find out more on that one. He actually tried to emulate Arina's high voice, but failed. So it's a good excuse to practice. I can easily do high voice.
He is a singer.
Yes, he's a singer. But not about me, back to you. That is risky but potentially a good thing to try. Because if you fail, then it's bad. But if you do it too well, it might be offensive or annoying to the person. It might be. But again, depends on the person. But if you know the person very well, if you know each other, it's usually fine. And I think I like the ending where, again, in the beginning you specified for the individuals, but then ended up with the overall summary of your evaluation. So well done, Charles. Now, on Philip. So when Hakim was presenting, I noticed he was actually in trance by your speech. So I was like wondering, when is he going to write anything? But he did. He said, okay, then he wrote. So he did write some stuff, but he was more in trance, more impressed than thinking about writing down notes. But he did have some notes. He noted a few good things with the pauses because he himself does it. He uses pauses very powerfully. It's good that he shared that he is impressed by how you do it because, as you know, he's a very good speaker and he usually wins the table topics. So it's very meaningful for someone when a good speaker themselves note that a beginner speaker is speaking very well. So well done on that job. So that ends the first part of my evaluation. We'll save that the rest for later. So we'll have the grammarian, Lawrence, project management. Yeah, feedback for myself. I need to memorize those things. Okay.
Sorry, I'm going to change the
Lawrence.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Good evening.
First of all, I would like to give credit to the following Toastmasters for using the word of the day in their speeches. First, Frank advised everyone to introspect their thoughts. Secondly, Urshad encouraged everyone to introspect themselves. I just want to point out that the word of the day, introspect, is actually an intransitive verb. Okay, let me explain this to you. Transitive verb is like eat. I eat an apple. There's always an object that follows after the word. But then intransitive verbs are like the word sleep. Okay, I sleep late. Okay, there's no object after the word. So in order to help you improve the sentences, you can say introspect about. Let me give you an example. Sometimes we need to introspect about our motives. So next time, if there is an object behind the word introspect, use the preposition about. Okay. Moving on, Hakim did a great job in using the word of the day. He used the noun form introspection. Last but not least, Amira invited Bobby to introspect the whole meeting. Well, I don't think the word is used correctly. I advise you to change it to a sentence like, let me invite Bobby to share with us his observation or introspection. So well done. Let's give another big round of applause to the four speakers. Moving on, I would like to highlight some improper grammatical uses and give suggestions for improvements. I heard a phrase where they usually held their meeting. I think the verb is actually wrong. You should use hold where they usually hold their meetings. Another phrase, much more easier, is also wrong. You should say much easier instead. The next one is about the verb smile. We don't really say smile to everyone. We should say smile at everyone. Just use the word laugh to remember this. Don't laugh at me. Okay, you should smile at everybody. Use the correct preposition at. Next is also about the correct use of preposition. We say congratulate somebody on their success, not for their success. So remember to use the correct preposition. That will actually make you sound more professional and you will sound more credible as well as a speaker. Throughout the meeting, there are a couple of speakers who incorporated upstanding words, quotes, sayings, of course. Now, let me share with you what is that. The first one is Ling Ling. Ling Ling used the word pertinent. Pertinent means relating directly to the theme or subject. So she provided some pertinent questions. Okay, that means the questions are all related to the theme of the meeting, mental health. Next, I really like the phrase used by Radina, a phase of questioning. To reach a phase of questioning, instead of saying I reached a stage where I question myself, I personally feel that you could have used the word of the day. I have reached a phase of introspection. I always question myself. Okay? Thirdly, I really like the phrase from Irshad, never fail to smile. A smile can change a lot of things. When I heard this sentence, I really wanted to hear more about the things that you can do, that you can change through a smile. Well done. Another outstanding word used by Bobby is entrance. Okay, it has the same spelling as the word entrance. Entrance is a noun, but entrance is a verb. That means you are attracted by something. Last but not least, I would like to highlight some really outstanding words and metaphors in Haki's speech. For example, he used the words meticulously, reenact, spiteful, but enjoy the metaphors more. For example, life is a journey. We don't know what picks us up at the corner. Another metaphor, finding solace in the bubble I created. Yeah. Last but not least, I really like this one. When life gives you a lemon, squeeze it and make your own lemonade. This really inspires us to make the best out of difficult situations. So I would say really all the speakers really sprinkled their speeches with a lot of beautiful language tonight. I really learned a lot from you. Thank you, everyone.
I'm glad you're back, Lawrence.
Thank you, English teacher.
So, thank you for that German report. Next up is the counter report, and who said what by Toastmaster Heidi.
Thank you, Bobby. Good evening again, everyone.
Good evening.
Wow, are you excited?
Yes.
Okay, I want to start with our counter to inform you how many of you has done well and how many of you has a lot of R's and worms, but I won't be too cruel. Okay, I'll be very careful with, be very professional about it. Okay, I want to congratulate 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 speakers who had no crash word or pillows at all, flawless. Okay, that's Philip, Jack, Hakim, and Lawrence. Well done to the 4 of you. So much to learn from you. Okay, well, let's go over how they can do so well. We'll do some analysis later on. Okay. Okay, I will start with some. I will go over some numbers, but I will not go very detailed. So Frank has a few of E's in your introduction. Amira, a few E's as well, 3 E's. Ling Ling has E's and arms at least 7 times, not too bad. Irshad is very interesting. He doesn't have so many R's, but he loves right, the word right, R-I-G-H-T, right. So I counted almost 10 times and 1 alright. So yeah, that's very interesting, but it's something for you to be mindful about. It didn't sound very obvious, but it's only when I really pay attention that I get attention. So it's my job tonight, so I got it. Adina, a few R's, 3 R's. And Charles, a few R's as well, at least 6 or 7. And Bobby, quite a numbers of R's. You don't want you to utter the number later on. So what we learn from here is if you look at Philip and I think our 2 other speakers, Jack as well as Hakim, the trick is, I think, I always have to remind myself is to embrace the pauses. They tend to go slow, and especially Philip, you can see every time he speaks, no rush. There's something I need to pick up as well. I always want to remind myself, embrace the pauses. It's okay to be slow down and think rather than filling up the, with ums and ahs here and there. So this is something that I also have the same problem. This is also why I like the role of R counter, so to remind myself. So I would say overall it's not too bad. We're doing very well. So moving on, I will move on to who said what, just to see whether you're listening or not. Yeah? So what is Irshad brother's gift? Smile. So of all the things Wefa mentioned that she loved, which one she loved the most?
Money.
What is life according to Hakim?
Inspection.
Journey. What did Hakim work as before COVID?
Army Major. Army.
Army. Why is Philip so impressed with the icebreaker speech tonight?
No notes.
And what's our word of the day?
Introspect. Finally she used it. She used it.
According to our grammarian, it is a
Transitive verb.
wow, you are listening. Okay. And how many people use the word of the day tonight?
4.
Not everyone.
Oh, Hakim likes to make lemon. What drink did Hakim?
Limau kasturi.
Okay, what's answer?
Lemonade. Already, we went into different version, limau kasturi.
What else do I have to ask? Oh my god, my notes are all over the place. This is okay, one last question. How much time do I have?
That's the question. That's the question.
Oh, you forgot!
I'm timing,
Is it
but
green or orange
there's
already? Am I right?
There's no.
You should there. You don't beat them out, but you still show the time.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Last question.
How old was Philip when he met his best friend?
12.
12.
Okay, that's all I have for my.
For that entertaining report. Next up is the timer anthem. Welcome, Frank.
Good evening.
Good evening.
For tonight's time report, for the table topic session, table topic speech, Elsha, you use 2 minutes and 7 seconds, and Adina, you use 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Philip, use 2 minutes and 7 seconds, and Jack, 2 minutes and 2 seconds, and Rifa, 1 minute and 57 seconds. For the icebreaker, Hakim, you use 6 minutes and 51 seconds. For the table topic evaluation, Charles, you use 7 minutes and 43 seconds. Sorry, I didn't. Excuse me. Philip, for Philip, the award-winning speech, you use 18 seconds. For Philip, evaluation of the icebreaker, you use 3 minutes and 1 second. For Bobby, the general evaluation for the evaluators, you use 3 minutes and 46 seconds. And for the grammarian tonight, Lawrence, you use 5 minutes and 17 seconds. So, Hedy, accountant, who said what report, you use 4 minutes and 59 seconds. And for myself, timer report, I use 1 minute and 38 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank, for your very timely report.
Who's on time? Any of
Oh, that's, I was gonna ask. So, any evaluators still within the time?
I don't think there
Or-
was any. I think
Yes.
Philip was on time.
So within the time. So you notice the timing. So who are within the time or who are absent?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, who's in within the time? Yeah. The
Philip,
evaluator.
Lauren, no, Lawrence, no, Charles,
No.
Heidi, no, Philip.
I also overtime, 4 minutes.
Sorry, maybe it's my fault.
Oh no,
It's
no,
my
no.
fault.
What was Philip's time?
Philip used 3 minutes and 1 second.
Yeah.
There you go. Yes. Yeah, Philip. Yeah.
it will be later.
Da, 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 da.
Oh, that's
MVP today. Most valuable player.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, and also the meeting tonight start at 7:39. Yeah, so maybe next time could be.
Oh, that's not.
So just I remember it's my job to
Yes.
Yeah.
say this, right?
That's okay. That's fine. Thank you for the report. So now, I know basically the evaluation is done, but I still have to do my last general evaluation report, which is the last few evaluators and my general evaluation overall. So starting with grammarian Lawrence, he had notes, and again similar to Charles, I guess it's a teacher thing, colored pens. So again, I need to learn from you guys how to do your evaluation. So that's one of the secrets for your evaluation technique. That's why I couldn't beat you guys in the evaluation contest. I need to learn more from you guys. So you an English teacher? I can't remember. Yeah, so that's why he's teaching us as well. So thank you. In Toastmasters, we also have free English lessons.
They give the grammarian every time. Raise the bar.
Well, we need to give chance to other people. So once in a while, but most of the time. So he actually came early, and then he went straight to the flip chart to write down the word of the day and the definition and the uses. Even though it's already on the screen when he was explaining it. So that's a very good job. What you could have improved was when you did your introduction, you could have mentioned it, but you didn't. So you mentioned it, but when you were reading out, you were reading on the slides, but not there. But you could have reminded people. So if people notice that, then when they speak, then they'll probably look at interesting. So then they'll use it more. And I don't know if anyone usually notice. Usually the guests wouldn't notice the small word around here. Interesting. So it's a good reminder as well. If it's not there, it's also there. So you can look both right and your left. So it gets more chances for people to notice the word and to use the word of the day. So I was also listening to what a lot of the speakers were talking about, and I was curious on the meaning of those words. I feel like I understand the words, but I was not sure. So thankfully you explained most of them. Although there were a few words, especially one I remember that Hakim mentioned, but I actually had to Google it up. I didn't remember if his explanation was enough, but I didn't really get it, so I had to Google it up. It could have been your pronunciation, the taciturn syndrome. So apparently it's the condition where you are unwilling to speak or to communicate. So there was something important that I think in your speech you didn't highlight much. I think was implied, but not really defined. So that's something that Lawrence could have pointed out. But I like that you pointed out a lot of words like usually like Ling Ling uses like big words like pertinent. Is that like important? So I have to like think. So good that you pointed out. So that's on Lawrence. Yeah. Next is Heidi. I like your use of flawless list. So I'm actually jealous of hearing people's name on the flawless list. So it kind of motivates me to improve myself. So thanks for that. I think I highly recommend for people to use the flawless list. During my time, no one used the flawless list. So I think that should be a thing. And you didn't just count the and ums. You use the crutch words as well. So pointing out the right. So it's very common for people to use crutch words. So it's good for people to notice. And you also noted that most people wouldn't notice, but when you really listen, then you would. And some people do, especially Toastmasters members. They will notice. Although you did not mention my count because it was apparently so appalling. Either you don't want to hurt my feelings, or you didn't want to embarrass me. Thank you.
Thank you.
So your art counter, in general, it was mostly obvious, but you did it in a way that was very fun, that was very entertaining, and you did a few mistakes, but the mistakes was still it makes it even more entertaining. So you noted it yourself. I was like wondering how you were scribbling there, so I wasn't sure. So it's not as organized as these teachers were. So that's probably something that you and I we have to improve as well. And now last on Frank. Usually for the time and tip, even at the end, especially at the end, it's customary to be in front here to give the report as well. But I guess if you wanna save time, yes, you can just be there. That's usually up to you. But it's just nicer to be consistent, everyone to be in front. And it was short and sweet. And I was like trying to understand your scribbles. Most people have a table with names and numbers, but I felt like yours is quite random with drawings. I'm not sure how you did your notes. Because I was like sitting next to you, right? How is he writing the time? But apparently you did. So I don't know if it's the message was hidden in the drawings that you had. So unfortunately you weren't aware of the using the traffic light for the evaluation as well. I admit it's something relatively new for the for people our time. For the other members and guest information, he was an older generation member like myself. So during our time we didn't have that. We just usually keep the time but never use the traffic light to indicate. So something new for me as well. I had to learn that as well on the go. But as most of you know, the timing for table topics is 2 minutes, so it's usually 1, 1.5, and 2. But for anything more than 2, usually if it's like 6 minutes, then it's 4, 5, 6. Usually, so we can just use the time, and it helps with people's time management. For new people, sometimes it's distracting, but for us, we need it because it helps us manage our time. As most of the time, you might notice my time management is almost flawless.
Oh.
So just a few things that we can improve. I'll check back with you that evaluation time. Okay, so that ends the general evaluation. Oh shoot. Shoot, where did I put your?
Flawless.
Oh.
Let's only say out.
I was supposed to provide that earlier, so I skipped you. So Demi, I like. Sorry, it was supposed to be. I was supposed to do in the first evaluation. Sorry, I missed it.
MCs are always overlooked.
So I like the topics and I like the structure that you're using. That's usually the most people wouldn't notice. The structure is either usually topic, name, topic, or the other way around. And then you also indicated when your introduction ended, and then gave to the audience, to the speaker, so that they can applaud. So that's quite well. And the timing, you actually it's good that you ask the timer if you have enough time. But I was just nodding. Yeah, I would like to hear more, and then you use that as an excuse that I agreed. But yeah, that too. So I think I also mentioned a bit previously when Lawrence was providing his feedback. So use a lot of big words. So for again non-English speakers, sometimes it might be overwhelming, but it's a good way for everyone else to learn, especially with the help of the grammarian to help explain what words like pertinent. So that ends. Oh yeah, that's the section. Now the general one. So now the general one. So as mentioned by the timer, we did start late, but I also noted how early everyone was. So I was actually the first one here. First time ever, I was the first one here, and the room was dark and the aircon wasn't on. But to be fair, it was 6:30. So transport issues. So first time I was here early, and then I noted who was here first. Everyone can guess who was first.
Charles.
So he set up the basically the whole room, and then second to come in was Hakim. He wanted to be here early to practice by himself, but we were already here. But once he finished his initial practice, then when he saw Charles was sitting at the room, he actually helped. And then most of you didn't know this because we were earlier. The room was set up differently. The tables were up to here, so we had to move the table back there. So this is one of the issues that I myself just noticed. I don't know what else Charles might have experienced before being early and was sitting up. I can only imagine the drama. And noticing during the break, so overall, during the break, a lot of people were still in their groups. So as toastmaster evening, you should probably mingle around more, not just with your sister. But it's good. I noticed a lot of people were mingling, especially Philip. Philip likes to roam around and get mingled, which is good. So trying to make everyone feel comfortable. So as you know, Toastmaster of the evening. So Toastmaster especially of the evening. So unfortunately, you did came late. You were the one with the projector, so you are the most important person to start off the meeting. So I'm not sure what was the preparation behind setting up the slides. I know myself, being me, it's not that easy trying to make sure everything is set. One of the things to improve is, of course, the labels, the titles. So everyone should have the titles there. You can always ask them, to double check with them, what are the titles. Even in my case, for improvement on my part, I need to memorize this so that I can properly read it. So not to offend the titles that people have earned.
Yeah, I was so hurt, man.
I think that's basically it. I think if anything else, I will just come back with you offline. So that basically ends the overall general evaluation on my part. I guess back to you. Those most evening to pass back to me later. Oh, control. I was holding it, then sana. Magic.
Thank you for the general evaluator, and now I invite the president to watch
This is what happens when you have too small number of members attending. These are the agenda for this last part. Okay, let's just try to make this quick. So announcement of the next TME, it should be following the flow. So it should be the next meeting on the 29th. I think 29th, next week. Yeah, in 2 weeks time. Yeah, 29th. Yeah, so it should be Amelia. Lawrence! I was not aware. Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't catch up on that. Thank you for
Wow,
by request.
Yeah.
Well done.
I did it because I volunteered.
Okay, yeah, that's basically the same thing.
He wanted it.
Next one will be Lawrence. So we'll look forward to that meeting. So in 2 weeks time, especially for the guests, you can come again at that time. We'll try to remember and remind you if you wish. Okay, no promises, is it? Okay. There.
See.
We will see. So that's the announcement of the next TME. Now, guest comments. So we only have 2 guests, but you both spoke already. But I will still want to hear from you how you felt about the meeting tonight. Starting with Jack.
First of all, I wanted to say very nice. Just like my here, so nice.
how it works.
Entrance.
I do like Rocky, so I'm very proud that he can fully say his whole speech. And then I also am glad that everybody did do their own speeches to talk about what they have been through from young until now. Even though some are nervous and some was actually first time we did it, it was still a good experience to some people. It's alright, it's alright. I am not implying anyone. I actually say it's the first time is understandable. So thank you.
Honestly, someone actually had a very bad first table topic speaker. The person next to you. But he improved a lot after that. So your table topics was not that bad actually. Okay, next.
That one is not his fault. The table topic master fault.
Okay, next up, Rifa.
Hello. I really enjoyed tonight's meeting, and actually, honestly, this is my last meeting.
Why?
Going away.
What did we
Flying
do?
out for study.
I hope you have a very good excuse.
I'm going to study abroad in Mesir.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So any last words?
I hope you enjoy well in this toastmaster journey. And that's all for me.
Okay, thank you.
All the best to you.
So sorry to hear that you're leaving, but I hope it won't be really the last. I don't think you'll stay there. You'll probably come back to Brunei. Hopefully. Okay. Probably see you in 4 years time. In fact, Frank was from 10 years ago, so that happens. I'm so happy to see you then, if it happens. But yeah, potentially there might be a Toastmasters there. So hopefully, yeah, because it's
In Arabic.
yeah, في اللغة العربية.
أهلا وسهلا.
It's good practice. Yeah, so I find it interesting that Toastmasters is almost everywhere. And one time when I was in Singapore, I was checking the schedule. It's like almost every night there's a Toastmasters
We
club.
actually have 2 districts in Singapore now.
2 districts.
Yeah, it's too many. They have over like 300 clubs have to split into 2.
Every night you can easily find somewhere. So I don't know what's the situation in Egypt, but hopefully you'll find something similar. In Mesir. So that's guess how much. Any members' feedback? Any member? Anyone who wants to add any feedback?
I just want to say congrats to Amira. This is the first TME. Very calm demeanor, very well handled, very personable. I thought it was really, really good. Not bad. No script, I didn't even see.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no script.
And Chestnut, I was like, yeah, Chestnut.
I always forget that. This probably like the 3rd time I heard that.
Yeah.
Chestnut and Homer.
I'm 1 day old, Lloyd.
You what?
1 day old. You didn't get it, never mind.
No, sorry.
It's a very new thing.
Ouch.
I'm still on demure, man.
Already the menu? Okay. Sure, thank you. Okay, any other members feedback? Nothing? Okay.
Yeah, oh wait, I got a
Okay, sure.
comment. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in the water tonight, but I feel like tonight has been like, why is everyone giggling so much?
Because of you.
I'm me, guys.
It's you!
I'm sorry, I had cake for dinner, so I'm in a bit of a sugar rush right now. I'm sorry if I made everyone giggling, but like, I'm really enjoying this, and I hope we can continue this kind of vibe. We might not be many, but I think we make up for it in personality, in enthusiasm, and I think in just pure sheer enjoyment of being among friends. And I hope that this continues, so we can all just support and uplift each other with the optimism and enthusiasm. This is why I think most of us come, and this is definitely why I come, and I hope that this keeps continuing. Back to you, President.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very curious too. So usually the members, whatever you put out, sometimes is very infectious. I actually wrote that down somewhere deeply. Really, I'll show you later. But again, that infected everyone else with that energy. So it's a good thing. Okay, so no other members feedback? None? Thank you. Okay, now AOB. Specifically, any other clubs here who want to announce anything? Okay.
Yeah, I actually have two announcements. Yeah. So first off is we will have the Brunei Advanced Speakers Club meeting, which is open to all, including guests, to attend. It's on the 25th of October at Design and Technology Building, which is also the DARE building. So it will be at the meeting room at the lobby. In terms of the agenda, the Toastmaster of the evening will be Heidi. And we will have another icebreaker, which is going to be by Irshad. Come and support Heidi and Irshad. And we also have a very good agenda for today, which is an exclusive interview with a guest, which is going to be Jenny Malay Ali. So please come and join us. We will look forward to see you. There will be, for guests, a guest fee of $5, but for members, you are free to come. So please come and join us. 7:30 same time on the 25th of October, which is next Friday, 2 weeks Friday. And the second announcement is the area installation night. So the installation night is mainly to celebrate, but also officially install the new offices for this term. So I think all EXCO is going to be there, but we will also, the committee members is also working hard to make sure it's a fun night for everyone. So we will be having it the next day on the 26th of October, same time, 7:30, and location will be at Eats at Gadong Central. So we have a full packed evening planned out for you. The posters will be out, I think, sometime tonight, so you'll get more details about that. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's also open to guests, so anyone is free to come.
Thank you. So I know it's late already, so I want to make this quick, but we have one very important AOB apparently on the agenda, which is an induction ceremony for new members. So this is my first time as president and first time doing this ceremony. So we would like to invite our new member, okay, not returning member but new member, Hakim, to be on stage to have the inducting process in the induction ceremony. There's no pins or anything, right? So,
New member pins there.
oh, okay. So, just trying to keep this formal but yet still quick. So, just reading from the script. Fellow Toastmasters, it is now our duty and privilege to induct one new member into the Toastmasters Club. This is an important occasion, both for this new member and for our club. These individuals have come to Toastmasters seeking to improve their communication and leadership, and we now have an opportunity to help them learn, grow, and achieve. I will now, I should have done this already. I will now call our new members forward and ask them to join the lectern. Please withhold your applause until the ceremony is complete. So I, as the inducting officer, Haki, you are joining our organization that has helped more than 4 million people to learn to communicate more effectively. As member of the Brunei Speakers Club, the Toastmasters Club, you will benefit from a proven program of self-development. You will become part of an outstanding group of people who are dedicated to helping one another in spirit of sharing and enjoyment. The new member has been given an opportunity to discuss their needs and goals with the club. And they have been told how Toastmasters program work, and they have been informed of the benefits that they will receive, and as well as the obligations of membership. So, I have been informed that the mentor for him is me. And I am ready to provide mentorship as you need. Although personally I feel you don't really need it. But any help will be useful. For this final part, would stand to okay. Bear with me. So I'm just gonna try to fast forward this. I read this earlier, but now I'm lost. So I would like you to repeat what I say and in presence of the members. So I
Abdul Hakim Arifin,
in the presence of fellow members
in the presence of fellow members
of the Brunei Speakers Club,
of the Brunei Speakers Club,
a Toastmasters Club,
a Toastmaster Club,
make this firm obligation
make this firm obligation
to attend meetings regularly
to attend meeting regularly
and prepare fully for each assignment,
and prepare fully for each assignment,
to apply myself to the projects
to apply myself to the projects
outlined in the Toastmasters education program,
outlined in the Toastmaster education programs,
to participate actively in club activities,
to participate actively in club activities,
to evaluate others in a positive, constructive manner,
to evaluate others in a positive, constructive manner,
to build open and friendly relationships
to build open and friendly relationship
with my fellow members,
with my fellow members,
and to bring other new members into the club
and to bring other new members into the club
so that they can also gain
so that they can also gain
the benefits of Toastmasters.
the benefits of Toastmaster.
Now, would all club members please stand and repeat your club's pledge to its new members? Now, repeat after me. We, the members of the Brunei Speakers Club,
The
Members of the Brunei Speakers Club,
a Toastmasters Club,
A
Toastmasters Club,
pledge to support you
pledge to support you
in your quest for self-development,
in your quest for self-development,
to provide you with positive
to provide you with positive
and helpful evaluations,
and helpful evaluations,
to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere,
To maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere.
to give you opportunities to help others,
to give you opportunities to help others,
and to make your Toastmaster membership
And to make your Toastmaster membership
a rewarding and fulfilling experience.
a
a rewarding and fulfilling experience.
Thank you very much. Now, receive this gavel as confirmation. So, ending the meeting for tonight. I'm supposed to have closing remarks. I am happy to see that everyone's enjoying themselves, even though we have not as much guests as usual, but that sometimes happens. As Lai Ling mentioned, we make up for it more than enthusiasm. I hope everyone had a great evening tonight, and maybe a better evening later tonight, if you still have any plans.
Ooh,
If you have any plans. So with that, I end tonight's meeting, and let's have a group photo.
Yeah.
Group photo.
I'm so disgusted to do something with that. Oh shit. Be careful.
I already stand back ready. Now like this, I'll be
too much.
Everything is fine for me,
Bring the
but congratulations.
It's usually the same, right?
Okay.
You really well deserved to the food.
So,
No, I said it's something I need to catch.
I know I mentioned it, but then you mentioned
But it's really the first time.
Oh,
it's strange.
I was actually, I picked up a feedback for myself. I realized the theme about mental health, but none of my topics is actually mental health.
Good. I don't want to say that thing.
It's very strange.
I was like, because I was thinking like, oh, I want to talk. Actually, there was more, but then I picked like the like. There was also like, what was your biggest regret? What was something, you know, like there was.
Yeah, that's
Did I stress you? And I was just like, so I just picked the happy ones. And I'm like, when I picked the happy ones, I was like, okay, it's no longer mental health anymore.
No, it's mental health. Yeah.
Listening.
Where's Jack?
Oh yeah, Jack you went. Oh shoot. Okay, I think it was already late.
Yeah. We scared him off, man.
No, he said it's alright.
That's what you say, ma. He feels something else.
Saka baik sih.
Do we have his number?
I think like the.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Okay, we can harass him online.
Oh no.
We can WhatsApp him. Hi, I noticed you left too early.
He contacted me, so I have his contact. Okay, ready. In fact, he was the one who asked. Video kan ada?
No.
Oh, no. Oh,
Oh,
dia sudah dapat timer.
Is it under Sengat, right?
Yeah.
Boleh ni frame sekarang.
It's okay, we can
Stop.
edit it.
So, everyone tilt to the.
Oh, that would be a really fun pit though. Because then people will be like, oh no, apakah nanti?
One more. That's so
Macam bukan sama ini stand.
Okay, okay.
Sini.
I think I forgot to mention
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen that in a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kalau ada speakers club, usually ada. Also the same thing. Kalau important mana?
Can I talk to you in a minute?
Sure.
You're okay with it? You don't have to stop. But if you want me to check the
Di mana ni?
Di sana.
Oh, member. Oh, lovely.
Everyone is sending.
Macam kalau yang aku punya